Adam refused to change his profile picture to a matching couple's one with me. Again. Yet he allowed his pretty junior to spread rumors that he was her boyfriend. I told him to either clarify the situation or break up. Adam pinched the bridge of his nose, his expression weary. She only said that to get rid of a persistent suitor. I just flew for 10 hours to be with you. Are you sure you want to fight with me over something so trivial? Adam was always like this. Changing our profile pictures wasn't important. Posting my photo on his social media wasn't important. Now, he was someone else's nominal boyfriend. And clarifying that wasn't important either. To put it bluntly, I wasn't important. I sighed and said calmly, I don't want to fight either. So, Adam, let's break up. I thought I would burst into tears when I said the word break up, but I didn't. The tears had already been shed when Adam didn't answer my calls or reply to my messages. I don't agree to a breakup. On the video call, Adam uttered these words with a cool detachment. He was talking to me while replying to emails on his computer, his gaze never once landing on me. Don't be difficult. You're not calm right now. Let's talk about it after I get back to school. There it was again. Those 3 words. Don't be difficult. I took a deep breath. What's the point? Aren't you and Jasmine more like a couple than we are? Adam paused, his gaze finally shifting to me. Why would you think that? Jasmine. Adam's junior in the same department. Adam was so busy with his studies that we could only meet for a brief moment every 10 days or so, but Jasmine spent nearly 10 hours a day with him in the lab. The university's public account featured a photo of them standing together in a report on outstanding students, but Adam and I had nothing, not even matching profile pictures or a photo together on social media. This time, Adam had gone abroad for a conference with his professor. I had found out through Jasmine's social media. The night before last, she had posted, "From now on, I'll be counting on Senior Adam's guidance." The comments were filled with wishing you 99, and my ship has sailed. When I saw it, my head buzzed. I frantically sent messages and called Adam. Silence. When I found Jasmine, she was chatting with her friends, a shy smile on her face. I asked her what she meant. She blinked and asked me in return, "Stella, what are you talking about?" I showed her the post. Jasmine smiled gently. "Oh, that. It's because Senior Adam is going to lead me on a new project. I didn't think you'd overthink it. I can't help it if my friends misunderstood. They're the ones spreading rumors, not me." I felt a sense of powerlessness, like punching cotton. "Then please clarify those comments right now." "Okay." Jasmine flicked her hair, unconcerned, "But I'm very busy. Senior Adam is waiting for my experimental data for his paper. I don't have time to manage what other people say. Besides, I'm a victim of these rumors too. Why are you blaming me?" Jasmine paused, her gaze sweeping over me with an unreadable expression. "Moreover, if this rumor could even form, perhaps you should reflect on your own issues." That night, my eyes were swollen from crying, because of Jasmine, but more so because of Adam's indifference. I didn't know how a person could be so busy that they couldn't even spare 10 seconds to reply to a message. Later, he finally answered my video call, but he looked at me as if I were a petulant child. "She only said that to get rid of a persistent suitor," I stubbornly asked. "She could have called the police. Why did she have to do it this way?" Adam sighed. "It's troublesome and a waste of time. The professor's deadline is approaching. The most important thing is to finish the experiment. I'll have Jasmine delete everything. Don't be difficult." Okay. After all, I had loved him for 9 whole years. From high school to university, I laid my vulnerability bare, wanting to communicate properly. "What I care about is your attitude. I just want a little security." The sound of typing came through the call. Adam's attention had returned to his computer. "What I say doesn't matter. Security is not something I should give you. You should give it to yourself." I was truly tired today. I didn't want to argue about who was right or wrong anymore. I didn't want to make myself look like a hysterical madwoman. I sniffled, suppressing the lump in my throat. "If you change your profile picture to a matching one, we can let this go for now." "Okay." Adam's fingertips tapped on the desk, the rhythm slow, as if he were thinking about how to reply to that email, the one he had been focused on since our call began. A few seconds later, I heard him say, "Only the facts matter. The fact is, the person I'm with is you. Let others think what they want. The fact that you are my girlfriend will not change." But I didn't want facts. I only wanted those intangible forms and proofs that Adam looked down upon. I didn't want to say more and was about to hang up, but then, Jasmine's voice came from the other side. "Senior, is your girlfriend causing trouble for you again?" I already explained everything to her the other day. I didn't think she'd still be so persistent. "I don't know why she's so insecure." I froze. The blood in my veins turned to ice. I felt as if I had been stripped naked and thrown onto the street. Jasmine, right now, was right next to Adam, so everything I had just said to him, she had heard, word for word. I forced a smile. Adam, why was the first person you saw when you came back not me, but Jasmine? Before Adam could speak, Jasmine's smiling face squeezed into the frame. Stella, please don't misunderstand. I slammed the phone down. The next day, Adam came to my classroom to find me. There were faint dark circles under his eyes, and he looked exhausted. He must have been really busy. He had flown for 10 hours yesterday, and it looked like he hadn't even had time to adjust to the time difference before pulling an all-nighter in the lab. I said coldly, "What is it? That restaurant you wanted to try has opened. I'm free today. Let's go together." Adam had already walked a few steps before he realized I was still standing there. He saw I hadn't moved and just lifted his chin. It was his usual posture, a quiet confidence in his waiting, as if he were certain I would always come to him. In the past, I would have probably run into his arms, but today, I turned and walked in the opposite direction. I heard footsteps behind me, and my wrist was grabbed. Adam rubbed his brow. "Don't be difficult. I didn't go to find Jasmine yesterday. She came to pick me up at the airport. There was some urgent data, so we just discussed it for a while in the lounge." He held out a paper bag. "I bought these chocolates for you during my layover in Belgium. Last month, when he returned from a conference, he had also brought me a box of chocolates. I had emphasized it to him then. Don't buy me snacks anymore. I don't like them. If you want to bring me a gift, get me some accessories, like a handmade ring, or a bracelet, or even just a hair tie." He had grunted in agreement at the time. I thought he had listened. The bag hung in the air. He probably saw that I wasn't going to take it, and his brow furrowed almost imperceptibly. "Open it and see. I told you I don't like snacks. Have you forgotten?" Adam was taken aback. I smiled faintly. "Did you get these for me because no one else wanted them, and they were just leftover? Or did you remember, but it was too much trouble to get me a separate gift, so you just bought the same thing for everyone?" Silence stretched between us. Adam's apple bobbed. He was about to speak, but a cheerful, light voice came from behind. "Senior Adam, what are you doing here? The professor posted a dinner invitation in the group chat. You're the only one who hasn't replied." Jasmine walked over and stood naturally beside Adam. Her gaze fell on the chocolate bag in his hand. She covered her mouth in surprise. "Senior, are you giving those chocolates to Stella? I told you last time, don't give girls sweets." Jasmine held up her wrist. A silver bracelet glinted in the sunlight. "Small accessories are a good choice, like this one. I like it a lot." She smiled. "But if Stella doesn't want them, I'm feeling a bit peckish. How about you give them to me?" As she spoke, she reached out her hand, her fingertips about to touch the paper bag. Adam lifted his wrist, avoiding her. Jasmine's face stiffened. Adam didn't look at her. He stared at me, his tone stubborn. "These are for you. Take them." I took the paper bag. His expression relaxed. "Sorry, I saw them and thought you might like them." I ignored him and looked at Jasmine, smiling. "You want to eat them?" Jasmine's expression was a little stiff, but she still smiled and nodded. "If you don't mind. Of course, if you like them, I wouldn't dare to take them." "I don't mind." My wrist flicked. The chocolates landed neatly in the trash can. Jasmine was stunned, her eyes gradually turning red. I jutted my chin towards the trash can. "Since you want them so much, go and get them yourself. Don't let your senior Adam's kind gesture go to waste." Adam instinctively took a step forward, then stopped abruptly. The look he gave me was complicated confusion, exhaustion, and a hint of imperceptible helplessness. After a long moment, I heard him say, "Do you have to be so aggressive?" I suddenly found it amusing. Adam remembered Jasmine's preferences, saw her tears, but he forgot his promise to me, didn't see my own fingers, which were now white from clenching. I took a deep breath and laughed lightly. "That bag of chocolates was your apology gift to me. Now I don't want it." I threw it away. Who did I offend? Adam frowned and turned to leave. "When you've calmed down, well, go eat." For the next week, Adam didn't contact me. He probably thought this was just a normal argument. Like countless times before, I would get angry, and he would be silent. Then I would get over it and go find him as if nothing had happened. And I did go find him. At the lab entrance, several pairs of eyes turned towards me, their gazes filled with subtle curiosity. Someone came up to me enthusiastically, acting overly familiar. "Hey, who are you looking for?" "Adam." The person clicked their tongue, their expression teasing. Well, another one. Our senior Adam is so popular. Isn't it strange? I, Caleb, am also very outstanding. Why doesn't anyone come looking for me? I found him annoying and tried to walk past him. "Hey, Hey, don't go. He blocked me, his expression suddenly a little more serious, but still smiling. Seriously, let me give you a friendly warning. Senior Adam already has a girlfriend. There, he jutted his chin towards Jasmine. If you want to chat with someone, you can chat with me. I'm much more talkative than Senior Adam. Just then, Jasmine looked up in my direction. Her expression changed, and she walked over to me. On guard. Stella, what are you doing here? I smiled. Since none of you are willing to clarify, I had to come and do it myself. The boy was confused. Clarify what? Jasmine cut in, her voice timid. Senior, this young lady has something to discuss with me. Could you please give us a moment? After the bewildered boy left, Jasmine looked at me with a wronged expression. I only said those things to make that suitor give up completely, so it wouldn't delay the experiment. And, I thought that you and Senior Adam were so close. No one would believe it. I didn't expect. She paused, biting her lip. Maybe I'm just lucky. Or maybe it's because you and Senior Adam don't usually show your affection in public, so everyone believed my words. After all, if a relationship is really strong, it doesn't matter what others say, right? Jasmine suddenly smiled at me. Stella, I'm actually quite envious of you, being able to be by his side all the time. But, if two people are together, and their relationship can be shaken by a mere rumor, is such a companionship even meaningful? She immediately lowered her head, her voice louder. I'm sorry, Stella, I didn't mean it. You can scold me if you want, just don't say such things about Senior Adam. Sure enough, Adam's voice came from behind. What are you doing here? I didn't need to turn around to imagine his frown. I looked around at the people in the lab, clapped my hands to get their attention, and held up a recording pen. You're right, I don't think it's meaningful either, so let's make things interesting. The moment Jasmine's eyes widened, I pressed the play button. Adam and I have always been in a relationship. The recording is of Jasmine herself, speaking when I asked her to clarify. Everyone stopped what they were doing and stared at Jasmine. A buzz of discussion filled the room. So the real girlfriend is here. What was she acting for before? She would blush when we teased her, and she never denied it. I didn't expect Adam to be like that either. If there was nothing going on, would he have let her spread such rumors? But I think they're a good match, though I do feel sorry for the other girl. Jasmine's eyes instantly turned red. She turned and ran out but was stopped by Adam. You haven't finished your experiment. The deadline is approaching. Finish it before you leave. Adam's voice was flat, devoid of emotion. Everyone was stunned. What kind of reaction was that? Jasmine was also stunned, tears clinging to her lashes as she looked at him in disbelief. Adam's gaze fell on me. His brow was furrowed, but there was no anger or embarrassment in his eyes, only a hint of impatience at having his experiment interrupted. Are you done causing trouble? If you are, then go back. Don't disturb others here. Causing trouble? I laughed. Adam, did you hear what she said just now? Adam nodded. Things unrelated to the experiment are not important. He paused, then added, if you're still angry, I'll have Jasmine write you an apology letter after the experiment is over. So, in Adam's eyes, clarifying a rumor was causing trouble. Anyone and anything unrelated to his experiments were not worthy of his attention. In that case, why did he even start a relationship with me? Let's break up. The tears finally came. I covered my eyes and fled in embarrassment. At the bar, when I was half drunk, someone suddenly sat down beside me. It was the boy who had stopped me at the lab entrance. Caleb, I think his name was. He clutched his glass, looking nervous. I'm sorry about today. I spat out a cold get lost. But not only did he not leave, he started rambling in my ear. I didn't know you were Adam's girlfriend. I thought everyone was just spreading rumors. I was blind and stupid. Don't be angry. Getting angry is bad for you. I ignored him and downed another drink. He just kept talking to himself, getting more and more animated. I sneered. All right, stop acting. Are you here to laugh at me? To see me make a fool of myself in the lab, playing a recording, only for Adam to defend that junior, to see that after a year together, no one around him even knows I exist. My voice grew louder, filled with a reckless abandon. Or do you think I'm stupid? Loving someone for 8 years, so humbly, I thought he cared about me, but he couldn't even be bothered to see if I was angry. He didn't even think it was necessary to care about the rumors. I had been Adam's deskmate since my first year of high school. Countless lazy, cicada-filled afternoons, I had pretended to be studying, but in reality, I was tracing his quiet profile with my eyes. But being his deskmate didn't give me any advantage. By the end of high school, to him, I was just another classmate. He had rejected my confession multiple times. I had been stubborn since I was a child and followed him to university. There were no other girls around him, and I always fantasized that I still had a chance. In our senior year, I received a good job offer, and he was accepted into a direct PhD program. I decided to give up and sent him a message. I'm sorry for bothering you all these years. In a blink of an eye, we're seniors. We probably won't see each other after graduation. I wish you all the best in the future. I held my phone, waiting eagerly, ready to screenshot his reply and post it on my private social media, to put an end to my 6 years of unrequited love. I never expected the reply to be, "I like you. Do you want to be together?" My heart stopped for a few seconds, my mind a blank. Was he joking? His call came through on my screen. His clear voice, mixed with a slight static, came through the receiver. "I'm downstairs at your dorm." It was a snowy day. Adam stood under a bare tree, a light dusting of snow on his shoulders, even a few flakes on his eyelashes, but he didn't seem to feel the cold, quietly holding a bouquet of red roses. His usually distant eyes were filled with a hint of a smile. I, as if possessed, agreed. Then I turned down the job offer and spent 3 months getting into the graduate program at the same university. This was our 2nd year together, and the 8th year I had loved Adam. Our first Cold War was because he wouldn't change his profile picture. I had excitedly spent a whole night choosing a matching one, only to have a bucket of cold water thrown on me. I'm used to this one. There's no need to change it. His profile picture was the default gray silhouette. Like him, cold and distant. I sulked and didn't go to see him, but secretly, I contacted an artist to add a dark blue spacesuit to his gray silhouette, change the background to black, and sprinkle it with beautiful stars. Then I changed my profile picture to a single star. I ran to Adam and showed him my phone. "Can you change it to this? It's not that different from your old one, and it would count as a matching picture." He stared at the picture for a few seconds. He didn't say yes, and he didn't say no. What I had hoped for didn't happen. Adam only said one thing: formalism. I don't do things that have no meaning. I almost threw my phone. How is it meaningless? It's to tell people we're together. We're together. Who do we need to tell? It's enough that we both know. A wave of grievance washed over me. I couldn't help but ask, "In your eyes, is your academic career the only thing that has meaning? Then why are you with me? What's the meaning of that?" He looked at me, his eyes emotionless, neither angry nor annoyed. "Being with you is an exception. It has meaning in itself. It doesn't need any additional meaning." I was placated by that sentence at the time, thinking he just wasn't used to it. Maybe once he was more used to it, he would be willing to change that ugly profile picture. Now, a year later, I was still waiting for that moment. All I had to show for it was my determination to break up. I should have known long ago. He doesn't really like me. I was just lying to myself, thinking that if I just held on a little longer, things would be different, but I just ended up making a fool of myself. Caleb tried to speak several times but was cut off by me. "I'm an idiot. A complete idiot. Are you here to laugh at me too? Get the hell out." A sharp slap echoed in the quiet bar. I froze. Caleb had suddenly raised his hand and slapped himself hard across the face. "I'm such a piece of shit." I was stunned by his action. Caleb himself was also stunned, holding his face, his eyes wide, as if he couldn't believe he had actually done it. He was about to hit himself again, but I grabbed his wrist. "Are you insane?" Caleb held his face, his eyes red. "You tell me. I'm a researcher, but I don't even have basic judgment. I let a junior use me as a pawn every day. Am I an idiot? Don't I deserve for you to think I'm here to laugh at you? I know saying sorry is useless, but I'm really guilty. The thought of how I acted in front of the real girlfriend makes me want to slap myself to death. I'll remember this for the rest of my life, even when I'm in my grave. If someone mentions this, I'll have to push open the coffin lid and crawl out to apologize, to say I didn't mean it." That I realized my mistake later. I was stunned. The sadness in my heart was washed away by that slap. He was just an insignificant passerby, yet he would apologize so profusely for a few wrong words, even hitting himself. And the man I had pursued for 8 years was too stingy to even offer a serious explanation. Seeing my silence, Caleb finally squatted down, looked up at me, and clumsily tried to comfort me. "You're not stupid. Not at all. They're the bastards. Really, don't think of yourself like that." He took out a pack of tissues from his pocket and fumbled to wipe my tears. "If you want to cry, just cry, don't hold it in. Or you can hit me too, just like I did. Hit me hard, let it out." Looking at his flustered state, my tears suddenly stopped. Caleb stammered, "I don't think you're stupid. You're very brave. You fought with all your might for the person you love. When you look back in the future, you won't have any regrets. Even if you got hurt in love, You didn't cling to it just because of those 8 years. You were able to pull away in time and have the courage to start over. He smiled, his tone light. Why do we have to be the smart ones? To love recklessly, to fall and get bruised, but at least to have given it your all. At least to have let go without dragging it out, that's enough. I stared at Caleb, stunned. Peeling Adam out of my life, piece by piece, was a painful process, like a frozen hand finally being plunged into hot water. First, the stinging pain, spreading through my limbs, then, the numbness, followed by a long-suppressed ache. But it was okay. A short, sharp pain is better than a long, dull one. No one is indispensable. My parents named me Stella in the hopes that I would live a free and unrestrained life. I could love without reservation, and I could lead with decisiveness. But before that, there was one more thing I had to do. Caleb, can you pretend to be my boyfriend? Caleb was poking at a lemon slice at the bottom of his glass with a straw. He looked up abruptly. Huh, what did you say? His ears turned bright red, the color spreading down his neck. Pretend to be your boyfriend. WWHY. Caleb pointed at himself, his fingertips trembling. Can I do it? I've never been in a relationship. I looked at his flustered state and deliberately put on a straight face to trick him. Because I haven't accepted your apology. Caleb's head drooped. Then, I'll apologize again, or I can buy you dinner. I continued to trick him. I'm heartbroken right now. I need a fake boyfriend to help me get some revenge. If you help me with this, we'll be even. How about it? I leaned closer, lowering my voice. Just pretend. Caleb shot up and fled. Just remembered I have some data to process in the lab. I have to go. I sighed. It was for the best. It was an impulsive thing to say. If he had actually agreed, it would have been more troublesome. The next day, I went to class as usual, but the classroom was changed at the last minute, to the same building as the lab. As I turned a corner, I saw Adam's professor, followed by a group of familiar faces. Jasmine waved at me, smiling. Stella, are you here to see Senior Adam again? But we're busy with an experiment right now. So, she trailed off. The strict professor frowned and looked at Adam. Don't delay the experiment. Adam, standing at the back of the group, just glanced up at the commotion. His gaze swept over my face. I'm busy lately. Come find me another time. I knew he still didn't take my breakup seriously. He thought I was just being difficult, that we were just having a cold war. The people around me were quietly sizing me up, their expressions subtle, their voices low. So pathetic. Still not breaking up after all this. Well, it is Senior Adam. If I had that kind of perseverance, I would have published a first author paper by now. My fingers, clutching my textbook, tightened. I was about to speak. A nervous voice suddenly cut in. Stella isn't here to see Senior Adam. Caleb, his face a little red, walked out from the crowd and stood beside me. He repeated to Adam and the others, his voice stammering. She's here to see me. Everyone was stunned. Adam's brow furrowed almost imperceptibly. You. Caleb feigned composure. She's here to ask me about that biology question from last week. We arranged to meet here. She was afraid of interrupting my experiment, so she waited for me to come out. With that, Caleb secretly glanced at me. His eyes filled with a nervous "did I say it right?" Behind his back, where no one could see, his fingertips were trembling slightly. But, I was a journalism major. The professor was taken aback. Oh, Caleb, you're helping your classmates with their homework. That's good. That's good. It's good to learn from each other. Just don't let it delay your experiment. Caleb had successfully fooled everyone, except Adam. I didn't pay much attention to the little incident. During class, Adam suddenly sent me a message. What are you looking for Caleb for? Do you know each other? When did you meet? How come I don't know? Or was Caleb lying? You came to see me, right? I have something to tell you too. I'll spend time with you next week when I'm not so busy. It was the first time Adam had sent me so many messages. I sneered and blocked him. After class, I walked out of the classroom and saw Caleb at the corner. He scratched his head, his gaze averted. So, pretending to be your boyfriend, are there any requirements, like holding hands, or saying certain things? I raised an eyebrow. Are you sure? There's nothing in it for you. Caleb nodded vigorously. I'm sure. Just consider it my apology. I found the matching profile pictures in my photo album, added him as a friend, and sent them to him. It was 2 kittens sitting side by side, one orange and white, one calico, their tails intertwined. Change to this, and take a picture together, post it on your social media, and pin it. Caleb was stunned. Right now, yes. Smile. He frantically smoothed his hair, tugged at his white lab coat, and grinned for the selfie. When I pressed the shutter, I caught the blush on his ears and the light in his eyes. Give me your phone. Caleb obediently unlocked it. I opened his social media and edited the text. From now on, I'll be counting on Stella's guidance. Post, pin. The whole process was smooth and seamless. Caleb watched from the side, holding his breath. It wasn't until he saw the pinned post that he murmured, "So, it's posted." I handed his phone back to him, regretting it. "You can still delete it." "No." His face turned even redder. He put his hands behind his back like a schoolboy called on by the teacher. "It's just a little sudden. I actually have a girlfriend now." Caleb's voice was soft, filled with a disbelieving joy. I froze. Caleb took his phone back and winked at me. "But this isn't enough. The nickname has to be changed too." His fingers flew across the screen, changing his original Little Caleb to Stella's admirer. "Is that a little too subtle? How about Stella's little son?" My lip twitched. He then opened his signature, deleting his original "Don't worry, I've got the project covered" and replacing it with "in a relationship. Do not disturb." I was about to say it didn't need to be so direct, but he had already opened his WeChat ID and asked for my birthday. Before I could react, he had changed his chat and social media backgrounds to our photo. Even his phone wallpaper was changed. I was shocked. "You don't have to go this far. We're just pretending." "Why not?" Caleb's eyes were wide, like a puppy whose tail had been stepped on. "Isn't a relationship something to announce to the world? Having a girlfriend is a big deal. What's the point of hiding it? Forget friends and family, even a dog on the street. I have to let it know." I stared at him, stunned. So this was what it felt like to be so important to someone that they had to announce it to the world. "Thank you, Caleb." Caleb was surprisingly dedicated to his role as my fake boyfriend. The rumor spread like wildfire in the lab. Someone nosy asked him if he was in a relationship. He would just smile shyly, neither confirming nor denying, just like Jasmine had. One day, during class, Caleb sent me a photo of a shattered beaker. "Adam broke it. He left with a dark face. He's probably going to find you." I had sent Adam my class schedule before, but he probably hadn't paid attention, and the picture had expired, so he could only go to my dorm to find me. On a whim, I went shopping with a friend instead. We had so much fun that it was already evening when we finished. I thought Adam would have gone back to the lab long ago, but he was still waiting. Adam's emotionless eyes stared at me, his voice suppressed. "Caleb has gone mad. The whole department is saying he's dating you. Post something on your social media. Clarify that it's fake." I tilted my head, mimicking his old tone. "Clarify? Is it necessary? Does it matter what others think?" Adam's pupils contracted. I continued, "Things unrelated to the experiment. Why do you care?" Adam's breathing was noticeably ragged, his fingertips white, but he didn't say another word. "You can think that other people's opinions don't matter. You can say my feelings are unnecessary. Why should I be the one to clarify now?" I shrugged. "I can't clarify it. Besides, we've already broken up." Adam immediately took out his phone, his fingertips flying. He turned the screen towards me. "A newly posted social media update. I am not Jasmine's boyfriend. Please stop spreading rumors." Adam rarely posted, and when he did, it was mostly about research, like attending a conference, or a paper being accepted. This kind of direct personal statement was so out of place on his feed, it looked like he had been hacked. "I've clarified it." Adam looked at me, as if to say, "Now it's your turn." I just said, "Oh." Adam frowned. "Don't you have anything to say?" "Say what?" "Congratulations on clarifying the rumor. Or thank you for finally explaining." He pursed his lips. "I was wrong before. I'm sorry." Adam opened his photo album. "I saved all the profile pictures you sent me. You choose." "I'll change it now." I didn't move. He stubbornly held the phone in front of me, his gaze fixed on mine. It was already past 10 at night. The campus was still lively, the sounds of people carried by the night wind. The streetlight cast a glow on Adam's tense profile, his shadow a dark mass at his feet. I suddenly found it all so meaningless. His clarification, his concern, it all seemed to have lost its meaning. I remembered holding my phone, waiting eagerly for him to remember a date, staring at his profile picture, hoping he would change it to a matching one. What he hadn't given me then, he was trying to make up for now. It was meaningless. I shook my head, my voice calm, without a hint of mockery. "There's no need." I was about to start my second year of graduate school. Originally, because Adam was going for a PhD, I had wanted to as well, so I had spent my entire first year focused on publishing papers. Now that I was no longer tying my life to Adam's, I planned to return to my original career path, so I started frantically looking for internships. So busy I was barely touching the ground, but Adam suddenly seemed to have a lot of free time. He would wait for me at my dorm at specific times. He would bring me breakfast when I went to work, and walk with me on campus when I got off, trying to make conversation. Today, he even brought a thermos of brown sugar ginger tea. I looked it up. This is good for girls during their period. According to Caleb, Adam had borrowed The Psychology of Love from the library and was reading it in the lab in his spare time, taking copious notes. I used to think that Adam just wasn't good at expressing his feelings, but that he cared for me in his heart. But now I understood. It wasn't that he wasn't good at it. He just didn't think some things were necessary. He could do them if he wanted to. And I didn't think I could ever truly change his unnecessary mindset. I sighed. No, thank you. Adam frowned. Why not? The books say. I cut him off. How do you feel doing these things? Adam hesitated, then said honestly, a little troublesome. I have to remember a lot of things, and time everything. It's not as straightforward as doing an experiment, but he quickly added, but it's okay. For you, I can learn. No matter how troublesome, I can learn. I shook my head. I've been thinking a lot these days. We might not be suitable for each other. Adam was confused. Why, aren't I changing? In learning how to treat you better. That's exactly why. I interrupted. You find it troublesome. But you force yourself to learn because you have to be good to me. But a relationship isn't an experiment. It doesn't require a manual. And you don't have to force yourself to compromise. Adam looked lost. You compromise for me once, twice, but one day you'll get tired. Then you'll think it's unnecessary again. And you'll neglect me again because it's troublesome. Just like you have countless times before. If a relationship is all about one person constantly compromising, it will never last. Let's just leave it at that. Don't come looking for me anymore. The days of pretending to be a boyfriend ended on a sunny afternoon. I met Caleb at the school bar. Thank you for your help during this time. I don't need a boyfriend anymore. Caleb was stunned. Oh, okay. Is it because you're over your heartbreak? That's good. I took a sip of my drink. At first, I wanted to get back at Adam, to make him understand how hurtful his words were, but then I realized it's not necessary. I don't want to waste any more time on him. My focus now was on balancing my studies and work. Whenever things went wrong at work, I would regret giving up my job offer for Adam. Caleb rubbed his glass, hesitating. I have something I need your help with. Just say it. I'll do my best. Can you pretend to be my girlfriend? I spat out a mouthful of wine. Just for a little while. Caleb's hand, holding the glass, was trembling slightly. My parents are nagging me to find a girlfriend every day. They say if I don't, they'll arrange blind dates for me. I'm at my wit's end. The last time I asked Caleb to post on his social media, to control the impact, I had only made it visible to people in his major. You're only 24. They're already nagging you. Caleb sighed. Because my other relatives' kids are still single in their 30s because of their PhDs. My parents want to be proactive, to prevent me from ending up alone. I was so annoyed by their nagging that I told them I have a girlfriend. It nearly gave them a heart attack. Now they insist on a video call with her. He looked at me with pleading eyes. I promise I won't cause you any trouble. Just this once. Just show your face on the video call. You don't have to do anything. I'll figure out how to explain it myself later. I sighed. When? Caleb's eyes lit up. You'll do it. At 8 in the evening, the video call came through. Caleb's parents appeared on the screen. The moment the camera turned to me, their eyes lit up. So this is Stella, just as our Caleb said. So pretty and quiet. The next second, their eyes turned red. I can't believe our Caleb finally has someone. The ancestors must be smiling down on us. You have no idea. This kid has been clueless since he was little. Once, it was pouring rain, and a girl wanted to share his umbrella. He said one umbrella was too crowded and used his pocket money to call her a taxi. In high school, a girl knitted him a scarf, a pretty pink one. Her face was red when she gave it to him. He said the stitches were too loose and it wouldn't be warm enough for winter. Caleb, sitting beside me, his already red ears turned a deeper shade. He fumbled to grab the phone. What are you guys talking about? Caleb's parents were on the verge of tears. He quickly hung up. He let out a long sigh. My parents are actually very nice. Don't be scared by them. Your parents are quite cute. Caleb was stunned, his eyes instantly sparkling. Really? Then if they call again next week, can I trouble you again? Okay.